Hi everyone, Michelle here from the Junk Journal Studio. Well, I am jumping on the hashtag ABC April 2025 challenge that has been taking place this month. It is hosted by the lovely Margreth over at Seven Plaza and Tony at Crafty by Tony. The vision that they had was for the junk journal community, YouTubers, to create videos that were geared towards people that were thinking about getting into junk journaling or were maybe new to junk journaling. And lots of YouTubers have joined in. And the exciting thing is that anyone can join in, and it's not too late. We're only on Monday the 14th, the letter L. So we still have lots of letters left here. It doesn't matter if you have 5 subscribers, 50, or 50,000. Anyone can join in. There is a letter assigned for each day, and the only rule is that if we are uploading a YouTube video on Monday the 14th, like I am, the topic of the video needs to start with the letter L. So on April 1st, it had to start with the letter A, for example. Now we're Monday, the letter L. They've given us a prompt list, and some of the prompts for L are label, layers, ledger, and lace. And I have chosen to work with lace. Now, this is not something that has to be adhered by. These are just to kind of get the juices flowing and maybe give you some ideas of different topics that start with that letter for that day. However, it's highly encouraged. If you can think of something to do with junk journaling, even if it's just a theme of a junk journal, that's okay as well. The ABC April 2025 calendar and the prompt list can be downloaded from either Margreth or Tony's Kofi shop. So I'll be sure to link that below, as well as their channels. And if you are new, all you have to do is in the search bar of YouTube, type in hashtag ABC April 2025, and you will discover a plethora of videos that have everything to do with junk journaling. So yeah, just an amazing resource. And actually you can type in the hashtag in Instagram, and there's also some Facebook stuff going on as well. So super, super exciting. And now let's start talking lace. Okay, so I have a couple of big baskets here of lace that I want to show you. If you are new to junk journaling and you would like to use a little bit of lace in your journals, and a lot of junk journalers do, not necessary, some do not ever use it. But I am not one of those people. I love lace. I love finding lace. I am super excited about my collection. I have lots, more than I'll ever need, but I really like it a lot. And I have not purchased any of it brand new. I've found it all in garage sales and thrift stores. I love thrift store shopping, and I have a big enough collection now that I can be very selective, and I just pick it up when it's super duper cheap. So what better place to start than showing you a little bit of the different types of lace that are out there and how and where to find them. So we have this piece right here, and I'm not even sure what this used to be. I think it's very old. Yeah, I'm not even sure. Then we have this eyelet lace here, more of a fabric, but there's some little holes right there in the fabric. I really love this one a lot. It's actually got a bumpy feel to it. It's not necessarily lacy, I guess. It's more of a sheer material with these little polka dots, but super fun when you put it over. Let's see, let me grab this, just this little piece of paper here. When you make a pocket or you put it over something in your journal and you can see through it. So that's really cool. So we have another piece that's similar to that. Not even sure what this used to be. A lot of them were drapes. This is more of a piece of tulle. This here, I think, was a drape. maybe even a tablecloth. Super cool. I really like it. This piece here, I'm not even sure. Just a really pretty piece of lace. I think this was a curtain. I think this was part of a tablecloth. Tablecloth. I really love this piece a lot. Not even sure what it used to be. Either a tablecloth or a curtain. I think that used to be a tablecloth. Love this. This is a women's blouse. It's one of my favorite pieces. It's not necessarily lacy, but it's sheer and it's girly, and I really like it a lot. I think this was a tablecloth. Not even sure. Look at the color of this one. Isn't that crazy? It's so purple. Love it. I can't remember what it was. I think it was a tablecloth. We have blue here. Then we have some more material that's sheer, and I think it was a drape. You can see through it there. You could cut one of these squares of flowers out and create a pocket out of it. Here's some more of that sheer material. Another piece here, and I think this was in a bathroom, actually. Bathroom window, maybe. Yeah, it's definitely window because it's got the curtain rod right there, but really fun. Bright yellow tablecloth. I think more drapery. Super pretty. Look at the brown leaves there. This is some, my opinion, very ugly table runner. I've already cut a little bit of it off of there. But when you use it for layering and you can just see little bits of that darker color in the gold, it's super pretty. We have more browns here. We have this ginormous drape. Used to be a drape. Sheer. Lots of fun. And a tablecloth. And another tablecloth. So, as you can see, lots of tablecloths, drapes, clothing. I have one more basket here I want to show you. Doilies. I don't even know what this was, but oh my goodness, it's so, so beautiful. You could put this right across the inside of your cover and just make a really big pocket with that. Here we have a doily. Here we have another doily. This, I don't know. I found a whole bunch of squares of it. It's pink and lacy, and I like it. Doily, doily, table runner that is embroidery, and it's got lace around it, but I would never cut into that. I would just use it as is. You could even make it a page in your journal, which would be cool. This beautiful table runner, which I'm a bit torn about using it because it's absolutely gorgeous, and oh, it's got a little stain there. Yeah, I don't know, but look at the lace on that. Isn't that pretty? We have some pretty pink lace here. We have the top of a drape. And we have this ginormous piece here, and I think this was a tablecloth. It's super pretty, really fine and soft. And then we have some more unusual colors here. We have some black. And then this used to be a tablecloth. This, I believe here was it a dress? Oh, I can't remember. I'm sorry, guys. Could have been a dress. And then another piece here that's kind of polka dotty in a way. I know that, wait, I was going to say I know this gray one was a dress, but now I'm not sure. But look at that. Isn't that pretty? And it's really soft. You'd think it would be kind of coarse or rough, I guess I should say. This was a blouse, a lady's blouse. Isn't that fun? So much fun. I love polka dots. This came from the collar of a shirt. So pretty. This came from a piece of clothing as well. Not sure about that blue one. Another thing I like to grab, and I actually have quite a few and I just can't find them when I was preparing, but I love finding scarves. Look at how beautiful this scarf is. Those roses and then this trim on the edge. And I mean, you could even tie this around a journal and use it as a closure. Like how pretty would that be? So there's that. And then I also have this black here. Looks like it might have been chopped down at one point. All of this I have found at the thrift store, and that's not even half of what I have. I have all of that. I have them all color coordinated here. We have blues and greens, pinks, purples, and yellows, and so on and so forth. Okay, so I have you zoomed in here so that I can just show you just a few pages and some ephemera and stuff that incorporates lace. I do not have a completed journal right now. I just have 3 or 4 uncompleted ones. But a lot of them are full of lace, and so I'll just show you a little bit so you can kind of get an idea of how you can use it. Here I have a piece and it just closes this journal, which has not been sewn in yet. So here's my 3 signatures, but they're not bound into the cover yet. We have a large piece of lace that is glued here on the inside of the cover for big pockets. This is actually part of a lace masterboard. Little bits of different colored lace there. Super pretty. Love how it goes like that. We have digital lace. Let's see what else. We have lace along the edge of a page. And this is actually a little bit of a gathered lace right here. We have this big, fluffy, soft, chunky lace here that's tied to a paper clip on the side of this hidden paper clip pocket. We have some on the bottom of the page here. We have a really fun fabric flip along the side of the page. This is one of my favorite. Oh, I love this one so much. So this is either vellum or tracing paper. I think it's tracing paper, and it's turned into a envelope by gluing lace on it. Then I sewed around it. Not necessary, but you can sew different little bits of lace right here. I love the crinkly sound of it. So pretty. And then it just lives right here, hanging over the top of the page. Love that one. Here we have a pocket with some lace. We have a fabric ruffle here with some lace, or actually that's not fabric, sorry, that's ribbon with some lace down the center of it. We have a pretty pocket here. Let's see. I should have grabbed a tag. Anyways, it is a pocket that you can put pieces of ephemera or just little writing papers or pictures or what have you in there. Some more lace here. Here is another use of, I think this one's tracing paper, and I dyed it pink and then I put this lace on it, and I love the crinkly sound of it. Here's a beautiful pocket here, and it's actually attached to this envelope. Love this pocket here. Super big, beautiful pocket. This big journaling card down in it. And there it is on the other side of the page. Love this belly band. All kinds of just little bits and pieces. So never throw away your tiny little pieces. There's always a way to use them in clusters or in snippet rolls, or all the different things you're going to learn about as you follow the ABC collaboration. And there we go. So that's the back of the journal, and it's closed with this beautiful tie. I'll just show you a couple more pieces in a couple of these journals. Okay, let's see. We have some at the bottom of the page here. some fabric, and then just this tiny little piece of lace right there. Really love that. It's super pretty. There's even a couple of pieces in this little belly band. Just adds texture. That's why some of this tulle and different things are really fun as well, because they can just add texture and you can do some layering and stuff with them. What else? There's some on there. Edge of the page. Here we have some trim going across for this belly band. A little piece on the edge of this index card. Another piece of it right there on that ruffle. And that's that one. There are a ton of YouTubers that absolutely love lace and just do amazing things with lace. So I just dabble a little bit. So all you have to do is just type in lace junk journals and you'll have lots of different channels pop up that use lace. I have some right here just tied to the top of this little paper clip. It could be tied here. This is just ribbon, but you could put some at the top of one of your tags. And then we have this big bad boy. It is a fall journal. I started creating it at least 2 years ago. It could even be 3 or 4 years ago, and just have not finished it yet. I do plan to though, because I really love it. I learned a lot creating this journal. So yeah, I really love it a lot. And there are some lace bits in here. We have a big pocket with lace. We have a belly band with all kinds of little colors and pieces of lace all sewn together in that fun belly band. Here's a fabric flip with some lace. The idea of a fabric flip is just that you can flip up this material journal right here, put it down. It's like a drape. You're closing the drape. It's a secret writing spot. Also just fun, playful, interactive for your journal, which is always super cool. Oh, I'll show you. I have a paper clip here and I simply just tied a piece of lace on it. And that's what this piece of ribbon is. It's tied to a paper clip that's on that embellishment. And yeah, just a super quick and easy way you can hold a piece of ephemera on the page. I should have grabbed a piece. Let's see. Let's pull a tag out of here. So let's say this is a pocket, or it's what it is, a tag, and you want to attach it to the page, but be able to remove it. Then there you go. And then when you close your journal, you can see it just peeking out there. So that's super fun and very easy to do, as you saw. Here's another piece of lace in this fabric flip. Let's put this guy back where he belongs. Some more lace here. You can attach lace to your ruffle before you sew it, and that's really fun. More lace. This is one of my favorite ways of using lace, is taking your labels, your word labels, quotes, sentiments, what have you. You can add a couple pieces of scrap paper in behind it, a big piece of lace. You could have a piece of lace that, you know, goes out past these pieces of paper, or just at the bottom, or just a little ruffly piece somewhere. And I really like that a lot. I think it just really dresses up labels. Here's some more lace there. Here's some lace on this paper clip. So that's super fun. Edges of pages. Top of pockets. You could put it down at the bottom of the pocket. You could make one that's a little bit longer. Well, let's see. And sew it on there or glue it on there, and then it pokes out the bottom of your journal, which is always fun. And let's see. There's little bits of lace here and there in this cute little tuck spot. You can barely see it, but it just adds texture and interest. And little bit of lace right here and on this pocket. And then on this cluster. That's lots of fun. And then we're at the back of the journal. So just some of the ways that you can use lace. I have some Distress Oxide out here, dabber. I have a little bit of water. I have a little bit of instant coffee and water in that spray bottle. I have my glove on, a piece of white lace. And the reason I have this out is I wanted to show you how white lace can be changed into any color you want really quickly. And it's super cool because I remembered when I was looking for something, that piece of paper that I had used distress inks or oxides on, I forgot about this journal right here. So I used some distress inks or oxides. I'm not sure on that one right there. I think it might be this one. There's one. Oh yeah, I love this page so much. Anyways, I'm showing you this because it's really cool. If you have a distress ink or oxide, you can even use some acrylic paint watered down, and you change the color of pieces of paper or different bits that you're using in your decorating. You can then coordinate the lace or the ruffle or what have you with the same color. So that's really cool. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to change the color. So I'm going to show you one way that you don't need any water at all. All you do is just simply rub your ink all over front and back. I should have chose a darker color so that you could see it a little easier, but it is pink. So that's super quick and easy. Probably my favorite way is just to go like this, smoosh my ink or oxide, whatever you're using, down. Add a little bit of water. This is why I have the gloves on. And we're just going to smoosh this lace around in the ink. Then you can use a heat gun or a hair dryer, or just let it sit until it is dry. And there you go. Another thing is you can turn your lace into grungy, more vintage looking, like this one. This one was white before I used my instant coffee and water here. So we'll just try it out. There we go. And where's my lace? Oh, here. Let's use this piece right here. And then depending on how dark you want it, you would use more or less instant coffee. So there you go. Nice and grungy and brown. Let it dry. And you have a piece of vintage distressed grungy lace. So that's super quick and super easy and lots of fun to play with. Next, we are going to make some super quick and easy little lace fabric sort of clusters that you can put on the edge of your pages. You can attach them to pockets and you can use them as dangles. Lots of different things you can do with them. I have some bulb pins, also known as garment pins, that I'm going to use. You could also use a safety pin, and you can also sew, and we are going to tack one down with sewing. And then I have some buttons, which you can add to them, is always fun. And then you could add charms, beads, all kinds of things. So let's start with the green one here. I have a green bulb pin and a button. And so I just have a piece of fabric of some sort here. And then I have some green mesh. Found a big chunk of it. The thrift store. And then I have these two pieces of lace. If I find that my laces are a little on the thinner side and they get buried when I start layering, I just put them off to the sides a little bit, but just make sure that they sort of overlap here in the middle, because that's where I'm going to pin it. They don't have to be all the same lengths. In fact, it's kind of cool to add some variety. So we just simply put the button on like that. One of the reasons why I'm going to sew one is because if you're new, you might not have these and you might be excited and anxious to try it out. I remember feeling that way and not having the supply that I needed. Well, I made a big mess of that, didn't I? Okay, let's try that again. And there we go. Can go up a little higher. Make sure I go through all my layers. And there you go. Just that simple and easy. Really like it. So then we have this brown one here. Brown, darkest brown on the bottom, I think. I think I'll put this one on top. Yeah, I like that. So make sure they're all overlapping at the top here. I will choose another bulb pin. We'll pick this color here. They come in all different colors, which is fun. And a button. Let's use this really fun button. Oops, sorry. Hit my head on the camera. There we go. Easy peasy, super cute. So we have that one. Let's do this one with a bulb pin as well, and then I will stitch the last one. Let's see, I want that one on the bottom, I think, or do I want it above? Maybe above because it's all sparkly. No. I want the pink on top, and then that way when I place this lace here, it kind of pops because it's against the pink. And then we'll put this fun piece on here. And this piece of rickrack. Okay, we'll choose a white bulb clip. Come on. Let's add this little flower, or actually even these two little flowers on there. Wonder if we can add a tiny button and a little flower. Not sure if no, I don't think it'll show. We're going to use this on the other one, so I'll just stick with a pink button. I like this one. It's all pearly, kind of matches the shininess of some of the laces in this one. Okay, I'm going to put it through the rickrack first because it kind of gets away from you. Get it through all the layers. And just like that, super pretty. And then the last one here, we are going to give it a couple little stitches. Let's add, this is the lace that we just colored. I dried it and we'll use it in this little cluster. Okay, so we have a piece of fabric, this lace. Let's put this one underneath. And then that one. I think I want to trim one like that. And I'll trim this when we colored as well. No. Let's go like that. yeah, let's just stick with that, and we'll skip this one and use the piece that we colored. Usually somewhere between 3 and 5 pieces I like to use. Okay, I'm going to chop this one here. I'll do it at a different angle just to be interesting. And then I have my needle and thread here. And so I just want to tack it down in a couple places. I think I'll come up through the center of the flowers and stitch them down. And come down a bit. And if you've noticed, I kind of have this one quite random. It's not as straight up and down as some of those. I really like that look as well. Obviously, you're able to achieve that when you're sewing versus the clip on the top. I don't want to pull too tight because I don't want to gather anything. Oops, like that. Oops. Okay. There we go. Super quick and easy. Just tying my thread off now. I picked a really thick needle. And there we go, just like that. I really like that one. Okay, now let's pull out a journal and see what they look like. So look at how pretty that is. So beautiful. You could attach it there and it would stick out the side of your journal a little bit. I could put it there if that bow wasn't there. Right there or in place of that bow. So super cute. And then this one here, look how pretty that is. Just like right there. Or on this big lace pocket right there. You could add it to the top of the journaling card like that. That's really pretty. Or simply on the edge of a page. There we go. Glue that on there. Close up your journal. Oops. I wanted to show you how it pokes out, but you sort of, actually, you know what? Let's just glue it down. Let's just commit. Just want to put it more on this one edge here because this one I want to hang off the journal a little bit. So make sure there's no glue there. Super fun. You can see it poking out on the other side of the page. And there we go. So pretty. For our last and final project, I want to make this cute little ruffle and sew a couple of buttons on it. Usually I would use my Fabri-Tac glue because it's really good for fabric. However, if you are new, you might not have Fabri-Tac, but there's a better chance that you would have a hot glue gun. Now, of course, we have to be really careful not to burn ourselves. We're just folding the fabric up and over itself. And I'm not concerned at all if it goes very straight. In fact, oops, I'm going to stick to everything now. I like it if it's a little bit wonky. So we're just folding it up, ouch, up and over. Like that. Of course, instead of using my fingers, I could use this little spatula. Just do it a little bit longer. There we go. Oops, I just undid it by touching it with my sticky fingers. Oh boy. And just give it a snip. Like that. And then choose a couple of buttons. What ones do we want to use? Let's do these two right here. So I'm just going to sew them on and then I'll be right back. Okay, so I finished sewing a couple of buttons on our little ruffle. Now I just want to see what it's going to look like in a journal. You could attach it even right there to that little piece of lace. That's super cute. The top of a page. Lots of different options. The top of our fabric flip. And there you go. Some quick and easy fun things that you can do for your journal. All the links you will need are in the description box below. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.